Samson, the strong man. The Bible tells us how God chose the Israelites to be his special people. He made them a promise that he would love and care for them, but they must obey him. This is the story of a time when the Israelites did not obey God. God sent Samson to lead them against their enemies. You can find the story in your own Bible in Judges chapters 13 to 16. The Israelites needed a new leader. They had forgotten to obey God, and they had lost all their battles. Now the Philistines ruled over them in the land God had given them. The Philistines were God's enemies. They worshipped gods made of wood and stone called idols. One day, God sent an angel to visit the wife of Manoah, one of the Israelites. "You're going to have a very special baby," the angel told her. "When he grows up, he will be a leader for God's people. God will use him to fight the Philistines." Manoah and his wife were very excited. "What must we do to look after him?" they asked. The angel told them they must let the child's hair grow long as a sign that he belonged especially to God. When he grew up, they must not allow him to drink any wine. By the time Samson was a man, he was big and very strong. Because they had obeyed God, he became the leader of the Israelites. "It's time we turned these Philistines out of the land," he told the Israelites. "They are God's enemies." Samson went into the fields belonging to the Philistines. He tied burning sticks to the tails of some foxes. The foxes ran through the fields, and all the wheat was burned. The Philistines were furious. "Just wait until we catch Samson," they said. One day, the Philistines heard that Samson was visiting a house in the city of Gaza. They thought they could catch him at last. They locked the gates of the city and waited silently by the city wall. But when Samson came down the street and saw the locked gates, he did not look worried at all. He picked up the enormous gate with their locks and chains and carried them away up the hill outside the city walls. The Philistines were worried. They knew it was not going to be easy to catch Samson. He had the strength of 30 men. They sent a beautiful woman called Delilah to pretend to be his friend. "You must find out what makes Samson so strong," they told her. Samson fell in love with the beautiful Delilah. He did not know she wanted to trick him into telling her his secret. Delilah said to Samson, "You are so strong. How could anyone tie you up so that you could not escape?" Samson said, "If I was tied up with the strings from 7 new bows, then I would be a prisoner." So the Philistines gave Delilah the string from 7 new bows. She tied up Samson in his sleep, but when he woke, Samson easily broke the strings. Delilah still did not know his secret. "It's not fair to tell me a lie," said Delilah. "Now please, tell me if there's a way you could really be tied up." Samson said, "If they used new ropes to tie me, I could not break those." So the Philistines gave Delilah some new ropes. She tied up Samson in his sleep, but when he woke, Samson easily broke the ropes. Delilah still did not know his secret. "It's unkind to tease me like this," said Delilah. "Now please do tell me if there's a way you could really be tied up." Samson said, "If you use my long hair instead of wool on your loom, then I couldn't get away." So while Samson was asleep, Delilah wove his hair into the cloth on her loom. But when he woke, he easily freed himself from the loom. Delilah still did not know his secret. "You are making a fool of me," said Delilah. "I'm only asking you one simple question, and you won't tell me the truth." By now, Samson was tired of being asked, that he told Delilah the secret. "I am strong because I belong especially to God. Because of that, my hair has never been cut." Delilah waited until Samson was asleep and cut his hair short. Then she called the Philistines. When Samson woke up, all his strength had gone. He could not escape. The Philistines put Samson in prison. They chained him up, they made him blind, and they put him to work to grind grain. Samson was miserable. How he wished he had used his special strength properly. He knew God had wanted him to fight the Philistines. Now there was nothing he could do. But Samson felt his hair. It was beginning to grow long again. One day, the 5 Philistine kings held a great feast with many important leaders. They called servants to bring Samson from the prison so that they could make fun of him. They did not notice how long Samson's hair was now. Samson asked the servant to lead him to the 2 middle pillars in the building. "I will die with all these Philistines," he said. "God has given me one last chance to use my strength for him." He pushed the pillars so hard that the whole building fell down. At last, God's enemies were defeated.